Here we have the celery root, also known as celeriac. As you can see, it's quite knobby. It's got all of these, kind of ugly bumps and everything going on with it. But when you cut open to the inside, it's kind of this creamy, almost carrot-like consistency, kind of like a potato, also on the inside. So what we're going to do is cut off all of this outside and then get the inside part into our pan for our soup. So this is a little bit harder to cut, so you can definitely try to use a peeler if you want. What I'm going to do is just kind of chop off some of these knobby edges here, and then probably take my vegetable Y peeler and get the rest. So you kind of get the idea, just kind of keep going around there, and then, like I said, we'll take the Y peeler and kind of get the rest of this off, and it does come off pretty easily kind of once you get started. So I'm going to go ahead and prep all of our other ingredients. All right, so we've got some of our prepped ingredients here. I've got some chopped onion, some chopped celery, and then also, like I said, the leeks that we had rinsing. You basically fill a bowl with cold water, and then dirt gets in between all of these little, little rings here. So you want to make sure that you kind of swish it around. All of the dirt should kind of come out of there. This particular leek wasn't too dirty, so I'm really not too concerned about that. All right, so we're going to start by adding some of the onion here. You'll hear a little sizzling. This has been on medium for a little while to get that butter melting. And then we're also going to add in some of the celery and then some of the white parts of the leek. So really I'm just going to freehand it and just kind of throw in some of these pieces here. And then we'll get this all cooking. Stir it up, get it all cooking, and once these kind of cook up a little bit, then we'll be adding some of the other ingredients. Okay, so this has been cooking for about 6 minutes. As you can see, the vegetables have softened a little bit. The onions are starting to turn translucent. So what we're going to do next is add in this garlic. These are 4 cloves of garlic that were minced, and I'm just going to add this in, stir it up for probably a little less than a minute, just to kind of get the garlic scent going and to get it cooking just a teeny bit. Okay, so we've got that garlic in here. Again, we want to make sure that it's not cooking too long at too high of a heat so it doesn't turn bitter. But what else we're going to be putting in here right now is the celery root, the potato, and then one of the pears. So I'll go ahead and add these in here. Now I'm afraid that these chunks might be a little too big. Some of them are a little bit smaller, but we'll kind of see how it cooks down. It will be covered and cooked for about half an hour. So again, here goes the potato, and then here's just one of those Bosc pears peeled, cored, and then cut. So we'll add all of this in here. Called for 4.5 cups of vegetable broth. So I went ahead and I put in the 4 cups that I have here, and then I put in half a cup of water. What else I added to this mixture is what's called a bouquet garni, and it is basically 2 bay leaves, some sprig of thyme, actually a couple sprigs, and then a few sprigs of parsley. It's tied together for easy removal later on, but it's really going to flavor up this dish too. So I've also turned my heat to a medium high. We want to get this mixture boiling before we season it with salt and pepper, and then cover it for 30 minutes to kind of get everything cooking. So we're going to wait until this comes to a boil, and then pop on the cover and get it cooking. Okay, so this has come to a boil, so we're going to add some salt and we're going to add some pepper, and then we're going to give it a quick stir. We're going to reduce the heat to more of a simmering heat for the next 30 minutes. Again, like I said, put a cover on this. We'll check it periodically, kind of see how things are cooking up. Okay, so we have had this simmering for about 30 minutes, so I'm just going to check it out and see if it's ready to be pureed. So I'll just fish out a part of this celery root, and it feels pretty tender, and sure enough, I can cut right through it with the knife. So I will go ahead and remove these herbs in here, put those to the side, and then get my immersion blender to kind of puree this up. So So we've let the soup cool down just a teeny bit, and as I said, I removed some of those herbs. If there are a few pieces of the herbs left in the soup, don't worry about it. I've also got my immersion blender. This just comes in really handy when you are pureeing soups like this. So just go ahead and we'll start out, get it all the way to the bottom, and just start pureeing away. Okay, so we put the 2 tablespoons of honey into this pan and then turned the heat to medium-high. I'm going with medium just because I know my pan is a little uneven. You want to heat it until it bubbles. And once it starts bubbling, then we're going to go ahead and add in the 2 other pears that we did not put in the soup mixture. So I'll go ahead, I just diced these to a medium dice. Figure that they will fit over the soup quite well. And not be too big of a bite to bite into while you're eating soup. So we'll just go ahead and add these pears, get them covered in the honey. We're also going to add 1 sprig of rosemary. So this rosemary will go in here just to flavor this topping, but then we will remove it a little bit later on. So I'll just go ahead and put it right in there, and we'll get these kind of cooking up. We're at the 10-minute mark, and we're going to go ahead and add some balsamic vinegar and kind of coat these pears with about a tablespoon of balsamic. And you can see how this gets really bubbly right away. That's because they've been cooking for a while. It is at a moderate heat, so of course that's going to get really brown and bubbly in here. So we're just going to cook this just a couple more minutes. We're going to remove the sprig of rosemary, and then we are going to top our soup with this caramelized pear topping. Okay, so I've gotten the soup to the consistency that I want. Just ladled a few scoops of the soup in here. I also tested it a little bit to make sure if we needed any more salt or pepper. I really thought that everything tasted quite good. So then I'll just garnish it here with some of those caramelized pears on top. This is also going to give a little bit more texture to the soup as well. So that's pretty much it. I mean, go ahead and serve it for your friends and family. If you want any garnish, you might want to just throw on some fresh rosemary.